Hot Topicz Cold Beatz. Cold Beatz. Brought to you by Live World Production. Topicz and Cold Beatz.
What's up, man?
What's going on? What's going on?
So it's hot topics and cold beats, man. We're just sitting here having conversations. I wanted to ask you, what's the proper age for social media?
I think the proper age for social media is it's an open book, because nowadays it's not just, is it all right for your son or daughter to have this cell phone device, but it's more like, can they fight off a grown man? Like, is he old enough to fight off a grown man? Like, because I really feel like this is dangerous. I feel maybe you can just give them a little flip phone or something, but no smartphones. I feel that's a direct link for any kind of abuse to take happen, or I think bad things can happen when, I think you have to be at least, God, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow, I was gonna say 13, but 13 you can be manipulated.
You know, and so, and it's almost like, you know, you don't want to go younger than that, but at the same time, you don't want, you know, the internet is a valuable tool in our society, you know, so you can't, you know, nowadays you're not going to be able to do a job pretty soon without a computer. There's not going to be one job.
Right. And like you said, they're like, they don't fit in because they don't have a cell phone or smartphone.
Yeah, you know,
you're not as cool.
Yeah, and so that opens you up for the same amount of, you know, I guess what you would say, troubles.
Hot topics. Cold Beatz. Got a question for you. If PTSD can be found hereditary, how does that apply to African Americans, and maybe why we're so disenfranchised? Do you see that there's common links, or what's your stance?
I have like two issues. Well, I have an issue, and then I have an agreement with this. Is like, I mean, just in the definition of PTSD, that's kind of like contradictory, like, right? Because like post-traumatic stress disorder, right? So you would have to go through a particular traumatic instance for you to have post-traumatic stress. So I don't think you could be born with PTSD, but what I do think is that that type of thinking can be instilled into your brain. You know what I mean? Like African Americans have been said that they were born with PTSD because of what we've gone through as, you know, African Americans just in our own nation, right? So when, you know, you have children and you tell them, you know, there's certain parts of America, or in every part of America, you know, it's African Americans don't trust Caucasian Americans, or, you know what I'm saying, vice versa. And that can be planted into someone's brain, so then they have that traumatic, I guess, instance of where they feel that 80% of the world is against them when there's really no actual,
right.
You know what I mean?
I'm feeling like I'm looking at scientists actually haze up mice, like stick pins in mice and make them, like, every time they open the cage, they get frightened, they're scared because they can get stuck with this thing. So they gave them PTSD, and they found that in those babies that they had high anxiety, and they had stress, and they were unable to do a lot of things that the other normal ones wasn't able to do. So, thank y'all. This is Hot Topics and Cold Beatz. AJ right here. Great debate in the
house. But I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about the death penalty in the American society? Like, do you feel it's a proper form of, punishment for crime, or do you feel like it's an unnecessary evil?
Wow. Man, why you gonna give me one of them? Wow, I think in some cases if the shoe fit, you gotta wear it. I think sometimes that if you made your bed, you gotta
Okay, so
sleep in it.
here's a follow-up question.
Let me get this little thing out there real quick. I think the death penalty is hypocritical. That's like whooping your child and then telling them don't fight.
Yeah. Okay, so, but are you talking in the sense of just murder, or do you think that it could be used in different instances than necessarily the hypocritical one of murder? Like me, I prefer, I feel with you is like the death penalty is something that, what's the point of killing someone that's going to jail for killing? But the concept of there's certain things as in like pedophilia and certain things where that's a sickness that never goes away. It's not something that you can cure with incarceration, or you know what I mean. It's one of those things where it's a real good cure. And I feel like to the level of taking someone's innocence is almost worse than taking someone's life.
Where's the slippery slope when we start having okay, this can go, but this can't. It's a slippery slope when.
Yeah. So do you eradicate it altogether, or it has to be legal? Like,
so you gotta do pedophiles, and somebody else might be like, hey man, you might as well throw some murderers in there. You might as well throw everything. You might throw black.
Might as well throw marijuana possession in there if it comes down to it like that. That's what it escalates to. Is the point? You know what I mean? It's like that's that slippery slope of it turns into everybody starts being prosecuted for.
Prosecuted. Hot Topicz, the Cold Beatz. We'll be right back. I got a problem with the word minority since I looked it up in the dictionary and it said less than. It struck a nerve. And AJ, what's your stance? I'm kind of, what they call butthurt. I just call it fly. That the word minority means less than, and then when we go in and sign a job application, we gotta click minority. So I'm kind of pissed.
It's just the sense that it's in a literal sense of, yes, we're minorities, but you can't let that determine how you feel about yourself, or determine how that's society's gonna feel about you. You know what I mean? Like, being a minority is a privilege rather than, anything else. It's guaranteed individuality, that's for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. I think I'm sure there's people who feel that minorities are less than, but if we start to feel that we are, or think that people feel that way about us automatically just because we are minorities, eventually that will be what happens. You know what I mean?
Well, I think in minority, as for me, it just means like you're marginalized, and you don't really get that chance.
It's like a glass ceiling almost. Like, it's a glass ceiling of you're told that you're able to do what everybody else wants to do, but when you jump, your head hits something and everybody else is bouncing around.
Absolutely. Okay, real quick. I think we're in a day and age where we can get words that we feel is offensive taken out of the dictionary. Where you stand on that?
I feel like minority isn't one of those things.
Okay, what about? Do you think we're in a place where we can get some things changed in a dictionary?
Lots of people, want to get the N-word taken out of the dictionary, and they want to get, certain things taken out of the dictionary. But I feel like if you necessarily try to force people to take the word away, it gives it power. You know.
Hey, look, I want to thank y'all for watching the show. A little bit about myself. I'm from Chicago. Graduated from the University of Utah in Film Studies. And hey, I'm a friend, that's for sure.
Hey man, I'm AJ. I was Great debater for my whole life, pretty much. I was one of the top debaters in the state.
Yes, sir.
Won a couple trophies. You know, nothing major, but we're just getting into some real relevant topics. Some conversational banter, you know.
You know, I'm really excited to be able to exchange original thought with this man right here, because he is a great debater, and in high school he was killing it. So
They actually I was called with master debater.
excuse me, master, get it right, child. Teach me. Got stripes, fool. Look.
This is Hot Topics.
Thanks for tuning in to Hot Topics and Cold Beats. I'm AJ, DJ Yoda in the building. And please come back and join us next time. Adios.